Hey, like I said, saw y'all about an hour ago. Now I'm back. Welcome. How y'all doing? Good afternoon. Welcome to Drive Time with Big L. Stevie dropped me off. I got here on time. How y'all doing today? It's a beautiful day outside. The moat is kind of chilling. The weather's beautiful. Another beautiful Raider win. Hey, it is an absolutely wonderful. Hey, what's going on, Ken? How you doing today? We did what it was an amazing game. I'm gonna bump my gums here for a second, let people come in. Hey, Guillermo, what's going on? What's going on? Hope your day's going as well as mine. Hey, Mark, what's going on? Thank you, my man. Thank you, my G. It's one of them ones I got. I can't find it no more. But so this one's gonna ride. Tommy Beard, homie, what's cracking? Michelle, hey, how's it going, darling? Raider Jordan, Jim Busel, what's going on? Hey, we did it, didn't we? We finally got what we've all been talking about. We've all been. I wouldn't call it complaining. I mean, when it goes excessively, I would definitely call it bitching. But we definitely, John, what's going on, my man? When it's excessive, then yes, it's definitely bitching. But we got what we deserve. We got what we should be getting, which is quality play from our defense. Now, the amazing thing is this. The offense didn't play that great last game. Hey, I'm doing good, Lucas. I'm doing good. Pam, hey, how you doing, darling? You know, and that's the thing, Charles, I agree. The nation should be united. But this is the thing that bothers me. People still out there bitching about Carr, the defense. We still have we reserve the right to, complain, bitch, whatever you want to say about Gunther. I'm one of them. Look, the only way he keeps his job at the end of the year is if this is the quality of game that the defense plays for the rest of the year. For the last 2 years, our defense has been horrible. Now, mind you, yes, it has been it was the donkeys that we were playing. Hey, James Rader, what's going on? The Canadian Bacon Man. But hey, Raul, yeah, see, and that could have been Gunther, it could have been Marinelli, or it just could have been the fact that they called your boy Big L and or they watched the show. It could have been either one of them, any of those. But the reality of it is this: we had to change the scheme. It was predictable, but also, I don't want to, go too far overboard and say, oh, we're here, we're ready. It was the Broncos. I mean, come on. It was, we were playing one of the JV teams in the NFL. But you can't discount the fact that was still an NFL team. And we whooped their ass. I mean, beat them. And, the takeaways from the game, the positives, obvious. The biggest positive was our defense showed up and showed out. But with that, one of the takeaways, once again, we for the naysayers, the people that want to bitch and complain. Hey, Nancy, what's going on? The naysayers that want to bitch, well, we only sacked him. We only sacked Drew Lock 2 times. We hit him 7. He got rushed 11 times as far as his passes got rushed. He was back. We were back there all game. But that was a microcosm of the season. We're not getting sacks. We do get pressures more than we get credit for, more than we actually give them credit for. But the problem with the D, Yeah, an NFL team, I agree, Fidel. An NFL team is an NFL team. However, even with that, that's what I'm saying. Lil bruh, what's cracking? Sean Terrell, what's cracking, lil bruh? NFL team's an NFL team, but even once you get to those 32 best teams in the world, there is a hierarchy. And Denver right now is nowhere near mid-level at best. And the thing is, and Sherry, like you just said, Cleveland Farrell, hey, darling, Selena, what's going on, baby? Cleveland Farrell, once again, played at his typical superior level. Max showed out. The surprises. Malik Collins all of a sudden is playing like his hair's on fire. Well, probably because he's not hurt anymore. The one that shocked me more than anybody on the D-line, where's Arden Key been all year? Well, he's been hurt all year. But you see what happened to the pass rush when he was in there. It was crazy. Arden Key was an absolute fool all game. All game. He was the first one to crack Drew Lock. I'm usually the one, where's Arden Key? He might be the one that is odd man out. And then the dude that we signed from Dallas that we called up off the practice squad, a complete fool. The D-line showed up and the D-line was there. So for everybody that wants to bitch about the D-line, slow down. Because the other reality is this. Maybe the defense is playing better because right now we don't. Hey, Mike, what's going on? South Carolina in the building. Yeah, Irvin. But this the thing. There aren't any injured players on defense right now. You can't count Littleton because Littleton's in COVID protocol. Chris Pitts, no, he does not. Jonathan Abram reeled himself in when he needed to. He needed to stop going willy-nilly and lock down, break down, and play football instead of out there being an assassin. You know, he had responsibilities, and his first responsibility is tackling. Now, if he's out there being an enforcer, getting people hyped up, do what you got to do. And it's not Abram that needs to settle down. Did he get kicked out of the game? No. Did the penalty get called on him? No. Is he out there tap dancing on that fine line? Hell yeah. Would you want it any other way? Robert Hawk, Youngstown, Ohio, in the house. And that last name is royalty in Ohio. I already know. So, you know, and that's the thing. Abrams didn't help on the punt return. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did that punt return have a negative effect on the game? I mean, you can sit and nitpick all motherfucking day. Did we win the game? Were we dominant? Was he a serious presence? Yes. Slow the fuck down. Pick and choose your battles. That's not a good one. Because even on the punt return, he didn't. I mean, that was a bitch-made call. I mean, blocking. He blocked the motherfucker straight on. That's bullshit. That's one of them pussified calls that it's the pussification of the American football player. It's horseshit. Haven't heard anything about Incognito. And the thing is, for me, I would love to see Richie come back. But right now, I don't think they're pressing it because of Denzel Good. Now, the biggest concern right now is right tackle because we know that our boy Trent Brown is not going to be out there for another 2 weeks at least. So the rest of the line, if Colton Miller comes back, that's a big bonus. He hit somebody behind the play, but the fact of the matter is the dude was the first man down on coverage. I'd rather him go 100 miles an hour and make a mistake because of a bullshit-ass sensitive referee than him going out there soft and being careful. Pick and choose your battles. That's the bottom line. Ventura County, Cali, in the house, Raider Jordan. I mean, it's like he needs to settle down. No. Settling down is what old players do so they can make sure they make retirement. Now, he's young. He's full of heart. He's full of spirit. Okay, he may pull back the next time, but the fact of the matter is, to me, it was a bitch call. And again, did we or did we not win by 25 points? So why are y'all bitching about somebody on a punt return? Would that have been nice? Would it have been a huge feather in Renfro's clap? Hell yeah. Did he apologize to Renfro? Probably. But to make that an issue of content and something that needs to be discussed? No. Do you want your kick coverage and kick return teams to lack the aggression that's needed to make aggressive plays at the point of attack? No. Do you want your safety to start thinking about what he's doing and slowing down to make sure he doesn't do something wrong when he's going downhill to try to kill somebody? No. Settle down. Yeah. And it ain't even Gruden. Gruden will just say, hey, that was fucked up. Don't do it again. That's it. He ain't going to think about it. He's still going to play the same way that he plays. He don't need to tighten nothing up. Keep your head on the swivel. If he goes by you, just stop the dude from being able to chase him. That's all you need to do. I still don't have a problem. I have more of an issue with the referee throwing that flag. Because to me, it wasn't egregious enough to throw the flag. But a penalty is a penalty. That's just like most holding calls. You can call holding on every play. And, hey, Fidel, I don't know. Because the thing is, again, nobody's hurt on defense. And the defense showed up. And they had Morrow playing Littleton's spot. If anything, that's just like Malik Collins. He goes out and he's hurt for 2 or 3 weeks. And the line started playing better without him. So when he comes back, it's just one of those things where it's like, oh shit, I got to earn my money because my money's not guaranteed next year. Littleton's the same way. We signed him. He got his bonus money. The rest of the contract is, team option. If he don't show up and act a fool, he can be replaced. So, yeah. The thing is, we got a bunch of lunchbox cats over there. We got a defense that is building, and they're all young. We're going to be good. We're going to be okay. The biggest test that we have is this week. Because they're all going to come in and be ready for bullshit. They're going to be ready. No news on Mo Hurst. Basically, it's his ankle. No, Morrow's not going to replace Littleton. Morrow's natural spot is on the other side. Now, Morrow, Littleton, and Kakowski, or however you say his last name, told y'all, when Kakowski came over here, people were like, yeah. Remember, look how Chicago's defense is playing without him. He's a good linebacker. He got hurt when he first got here. His shoulder was messed up. Shoulder's feeling a lot better. I don't know if you caught that one-handed interception. I don't know if it was lucky or just fortunate, but that was nice. And somebody, there's a queef in here. Somebody go ahead and handle that. Yeah, Rudy, I agree. We need Colton Miller because we need the diversity on our O-line to be able to move our Swiss Army knife, who would be Denzel Good. We need to be able to move him around. It would be nice to get Colton and Incognito back, because then we could rotate over there at right tackle and have the tackles come in and then have Denzel come in. And so we could always have a fresh body over there. And if Incognito can't go, then we already know where Denzel's going to be. He's going to be playing guard. And yeah, and that's the thing, Junior. Let him talk. We're coming for revenge. Motherfucker, y'all been trying to come for revenge for 60 years. Y'all caught lightning in a bottle last year. Y'all been talking shit. Y'all been okay for what? Like the last 6-7 years. Okay. Y'all been just good enough to fuck up for the last 20 years. and y'all have the audacity to come out of your motherfucking under your rock and talk shit, sit the fuck down somewhere. Oh, you a Raider fan? Oh, my bad, Ashley. My bad. Much love, darling, and kudos to you for being in the front line and having to wade through all that bullshit in Kansas City. Because I know it makes you sick every day you wake up and have to look at the paper. Oh my goodness. But see, and that's the thing. They always want to talk shit. Look, you motherfuckers have won one Super Bowl and one AFL championship. That's the thing that kills me about all of that madness. Settle that shit down. In the 54 years of the game, y'all done won 2. Y'all done been to what, 3? We've been to 5. We've won 3 of them. See, y'all shut the fuck up. Settle down. Sit in the corner somewhere. Go make a sandwich. Nah, I don't trust you motherfuckers. But I do appreciate my fam that's from Kansas City that barbecues. The motherfuckers go in. So, Mahomes drinks ketchup margaritas. Obviously, he regrets allowing that woman to choose him because the last time I seen a mouth like that, well, because of our female audience, I won't complete that in the vernacular that I would normally. But I agree. I think we're gonna win the game Sunday because see the thing that is the Chiefs' defense better than Denver's? Yeah. Can they withstand getting pushed around? No. We'd have a problem against Pittsburgh. Yes, as Raider Red has said, Mahomes' bitch could bite an apple through a fence. Actually, I think the bitch could bite an apple through a fucking tube. Because, her chicklet game is on fucked up. Now, it had more than a hook in it. Oh, there we go. Texas in the building. And that was alerting to, Joseph. It's another bully game. Because, Ryan, Richie's still on that Achilles. I mean, I don't even know if he's had like some sort of touch up to try to tighten it up or whatever. But the reality of it is, man, we could really benefit from Richie being in the lineup because it would give us a little bit more versatility on the O-line. But the reality of it is the backups. There's one thing offensive linemen know how to do inherently: run block. And instead of the pass setting up the run setting up the pass is what we're better at and what we do. And then the other thing too is this. With our running game, we have 2 running backs. Because Devontae Booker, genuine article. We got over getting him. Remember, everybody, we need to draft somebody. Why roll the dice on a motherfucker that ain't never played in the NFL? He played in the NFL. As a matter of fact, he was seeking redemption. He got the fuck out of Denver. Denver didn't use him. So he repented for his sins and became a Raider. Now we have our backup. And that motherfucker runs with his heart in his hand and his head down. And then now Jalen Richard truly is a change of pace back because we have 2 running backs. We have 2 fast running backs, 2 hard-hitting running backs. And then we got the little scat back that's quick out of the backfield. And the bonus with Booker is Devontae Booker can catch the ball out of the backfield. And Josh has stepped his game up with catching the ball out of the backfield too. Now, Let's touch on a little irritating situation from Sunday's game. An ass itch situation, if you will. I've been saying this for a year and a half. I love our tight end situation. I hate the fact that Darren motherfucking Waller drops at least 2 passes damn near every fucking week. He compensates for it with balling the fuck out. However, hey Walter, what's going on? Oh, tackling, I'll get to that, Corey. Don't worry about that. But this just popped into my head, so I'm coming up with it. Darren Waller drops at least 1 easy pass a week. At least 1. This week, it was a fucking touchdown. Easy. The announcers tried to cover and co-sign because they were talking about how great he was. And then you had motherfuckers in our group, the car haters. These motherfuckers try to find everything they can to bitch about Derek Carr. He underthrew it. This motherfucker was 8 yards behind the defensive back. He didn't have to slow down to catch the ball. He had to turn his body, which is what receivers do. They have to turn to catch the ball. He dropped that pass, period. Put the blame where it belongs. Darren Waller, he drops at least 1 easy pass every week. He's done it this year. Look at his stats. He's dropped 6 balls. Every single one of the balls, at least 6. And every single one of the balls that he's dropped have been easy catches. Drop number 2. Actually, it was drop number 1. It wasn't even a drop. It was a what the fuck. What was everybody's bitching about? We need to get Ruggs the ball more. We need to get Ruggs the ball more. Tried to get the motherfucker the ball, and what did he do? When the one time he was wide open, down the field, behind the fucking DB, what did he do? He pulled a Ray Charles and the ball threw straight through his hands. Touchdown. 3rd down. It was a touchdown. This motherfucker looked like a 3-year-old trying to catch a football. The ball went straight through his hands. It's like he clapped his hands after the ball went past his hands. He is a work in progress. There's a reason why you don't constantly try to put a fucking rookie receiver as your go-to. For reasons like that. Catch the ball. You get consistent with catching the ball, you'll get the ball more. Until then, stretch the fucking defense. And y'all learn some football. The reason why Waller is open, the reason why Renfro is open, the reason why that by Aguilar is open is because they're rolling zones over the Ruggs because he's stretching everything. And when you stretch a defense, there become these huge gaps underneath it, which is where Waller and Renfro roam. As slow as Hunter Renfro is, how do you think he gets 40 and 50 yards down the field? Because he's running against linebackers most of the time. Why? Because you have 2 DBs covering Ruggs. You have another DB covering Aguilar on the other side, with the other safety watching over the top. Therefore, you have linebackers covering Renfro and Waller. Waller is a natural mismatch because he's faster than a linebacker, he's bigger than a linebacker, and he's too much for a safety. So they have to cover him with a linebacker, and they have to have the safety in a zone watching for Aguilar to go deep 1 and Waller to go deep in the middle. So Renfro gets to run loose in the middle. Know what the fuck you're talking about before you start bitching. Ruggs ain't getting the ball because he has not polished as a professional. It's easy for Alabama to look like World beaters because they have the most professional players. They have the most future professional players on their team. So, of course, they're going to make the rest of the fucking college football world look like a bunch of simps. Except Clemson. Even though Clemson got exposed only because their future NFL quarterback was in COVID protocol and their next future NFL quarterback is a true freshman that never had to play under that circumstances. And there was some bullshit calls against Notre Dame or for Notre Dame. So, and Travis Etienne exposed himself a little bit where, the nerves got to him some. But he's still the best running back in college football. But I digress. Yes, Renfro has good moves. Renfro, to me, is a Freddie B throwback. Freddie B wasn't fast. He had good moves. He had strong hands. And he cheated. I love that about Freddie B. True Raider. Freddie Biletnikoff is and Freddie Biletnikoff will tell you the reason why he's in the Hall of Fame. Cliff Branch stretching the defense on the other side. They had to pay attention to Cliff Branch, so Freddie B had the rest of the field to play with. Why is Dave Casper in the Hall of Fame? Cliff Branch. You have to have somebody stretching the field to get the attention of the defense so everybody else can sneak around. No football before you start complaining about shit. Cliff Branch should be in the Hall of Fame because not only did he stretch the field, he could catch. The fundamentals. It's more to being fast than being fast. You got to be fast and catch the ball. Case in point, Cordero Patterson. He ran a kickoff back 104 yards last night. Remember Cordero Patterson? He played for us. Why doesn't he play for us? He can't catch. He can't run routes. He's a liability unless the other team is kicking the ball. And it's real easy to kick a ball away from him. Because what happened was when we couldn't depend on him to be a receiver, when we had shitty receivers, he was part of our shitty receiving core. And it's real easy to kick the ball away from him. They fucked up last night, and Minnesota thought they could kick the ball out of the end zone. Cordero Patterson will return the ball as long as he can catch it. And that's exactly what he did. He was 5 yards deep in the end zone. They call it 104 because they don't count the yard where his feet are. They count the yards where the ball is. He has a 108-yard kickoff return. He has a 106-yard one for us. He's not a Raider because he's a bad receiver. A horrible receiver. So, yeah. Tim Brown, great kick returner, great receiver. The reason why, Hunter Renfrow is a great returner. He doesn't return kicks because he's not fast. He returns punts because it's a shorter field. His quickness is an asset in a punt return. His lack of inline speed is a liability in a kick return. Yeah, Branch was the truth. Branch and Bullet Bob Hayes are the reason why they play zone defenses, because they ate man-to-man defenses alive. By the time Cliff Branch got to the NFL, Bullet Bob Hayes had already destroyed it. But then again, Bullet Bob Hayes came into the league. Ryan, what's going on, my brother? No, do not put Ruggs on special teams. No. You don't destroy a receiver by putting him on special teams. He's not a returner. If he was a returner, he'd have been returning kicks in college. He never did that. Don't try to teach him how to return kicks in the NFL. You'll get him killed. There are people that make careers out of being on special teams. He's never done it. Don't try to have his ass doing it now. Johnny, what's going on from Peru? Here you go. Now, see, I told y'all, after big wins, I bring out baby girl. We beat the Broncos. So, we getting the spiced rum and pineapple juice. Thank you, Lucas. I try. Yeah, keep Richard on there. Renfro on the punt return. Renfro is obviously the best punt returner we have. Richard can do it. Yeah, and that's the thing, Ryan. Exactly. Henry Ruggs is a receiver in training. By playoff time, Ruggs, they'll have to acknowledge him because if they slip and start trying to play like a cover two or something, that post route, you leave the middle open, he's going to kill you. If you don't dedicate covering him over the top, he's going to blow the top off of something. And then if you don't pay enough attention to Aguilar, he's already proven, 4 or 5 times this year, that he will sneak past you and he can catch. And the third drop was Aguilar in the end zone. The fuck was that? I mean, Philly fans were like, there he is, because that's what he did. He dropped passes in Philly. But that was the first time this year for us where it was like, come on, dude. We legitimately should have been up on them 28 before the offense actually kicked in. It should have been 28 to 3 or 28 to 6 at halftime. But, take it the way we get it. And we got it real good. And the defense acted a plumb fool. They were out there hitting people. And then, of course, the media went wild with the it was funny as hell. They were trying to make it the Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, face off. Stop it. Jeudy didn't come across the middle again and catch shit after he got drilled once. No, it was a couple of times. Because the first time he caught the ball, the second time he didn't. But he got hit for the effort. And that's exactly why. With Abrams, y'all can say what you want. I'll take that penalty on the punt. I'll take that. Because he made like 2 hits, and then Heath made one, and then Harris made another one. Our safeties were coming downhill dropping hammers, and their receivers weren't coming across the middle doing shit. That was the adjustment. We started covering the middle of the field, it's like we're in some sort of hybrid coverage where, excuse me, Heath and Harris were in the game, and it was like Abram was creeping up playing like some sort of because it was like Abram was the one blitzing, but we still had 2 safeties in the game. It's like Abram was playing like this hybrid linebacker, like a rover, but he was blitzing. So yeah, I'm all about that. Look, and and you know what, Rudy? I agree. I think Abrams our best hitter. I think Abrams the one that comes downhill and does it. But Heath, I think, is the most controlled because he's the vet. And what I love is it's a competition to see who can clean up but see, by far, we still, I say, had the most feared secondary in the history of this game with the Soul Patrol. They had competitions to see who could knock somebody out of the game. And they were pretty good at it. So I look at, and yeah, we cracked Locke's ribs up a little bit. And the fun thing, guess whose offensive line is in fucking COVID protocol this week? Yeah, the Queefs. Both of their starting offensive tackles are in COVID protocol. And there's other linemen that are in there too, but they're making a key that it's their offensive linemen that are in there. And yeah, let me go ahead and jump on that because I see y'all are definitely talking about it. The tackling, the arm tackles. When it was like Hankins and the D linemen, should they get a free pass on it? No. When it was when Melvin Gordon ran outside, okay, the linemen are running at an angle. Linebackers should not be missing those tackles. DBs should not be missing those tackles. Square up, break down. But you notice who didn't miss the tackle? Abram, who arguably hasn't missed a tackle since the New England game, Jonathan Abram. Because instead of trying to kill people off rip, he's playing technique, and he's only making the kill shot. He's going in for the kill after it's determined where the person's going. He's using technique now. which is making him a much better and more efficient killer. He's being an assassin instead of just going out there trying to kill people. And see, I think also with Kwiatkowski or whatever, part of his tackling is also due to the fact that it was his shoulder that was hurt, and he may not be playing at 100%. He may be playing and not on the injured list because he just, it's just an in-season injury where he can play with it, so he's playing with it. And then in the offseason, he may get it cleaned out, or just the clunch. I don't want to go there with that at this point in the season, as far as saying Littleton is a liability. Granted, when he was in LA, he was more used primarily in the passing game because he can cover. He's asked to do a lot more. I love Jeff Heath. I wasn't sure because he did play with the Cowboys. He was in Marinelli's defense, but I also think that might be what the come up is that Marinelli is having more of a say in what goes on. Because, yeah, if you remember, Dallas's defense wasn't the greatest, but they weren't that bad. Dallas's problem was always fucking up on offense and then having to play catch up. They even did that last year. Their defense wasn't horrible. Their offense is usually what shot them in the foot and then put the defense in a bad situation. But Heath can ball, obviously. And right now, don't know. I'm hoping Colton Miller plays in the game Sunday. And yeah, and Littleton has been playing better. But the reality of it is he still hasn't played up to the level of the contract that he got. With everybody playing better and with the entire complement of the defense back, hey, if we can get our offensive line straightened out, as much as I don't want to give that credit to Tom Cable, have to. And it's not the fact that I don't want to give it to him because maybe he's redeemed himself, but he's off the field. He's not a nice dude. He's not a nice dude. He's like a Tyreek Hill type when it comes to off the field situations when it comes to women. He's not a nice dude. And I know because he coached where I went to school. And he had incidents and situations there. Alec, you make a great point because LaMarcus Joyner balled his ass off Sunday. I read somewhere where he was one of our highest rated DBs this week. And yeah, I agree completely, Rudy. Trent Brown's back on the COVID list. I think because he's been careless, but then I don't see how you can come off of it and then 4 days later you're back on it. I think that's more maybe he got a false negative test. Because there's no way that you can be cleared and then be back on it 4 days later and then have it to the degree where you're going to miss a month. But then part of that, I think, too, is instead of having to put him on like the real IR and him having to miss a shitload of games, they put him back on the COVID so he'd have to miss 3 so he can recover from the fucked up shot that he got. Because, like Tyrod Taylor missed 6 weeks. So, and I agree. And Donnie, great point. Hey, Kellen, what's going on, my brother? That is something that I agree with. They're still gelling. They're playing hurt. And the thing is, the guys that have been out are better players. So the guys that have been playing have been getting better. While it's like on-the-job training. So if they're needed in the future, it's not as big of a deal because they've been playing. And they've been playing against the best teams on our schedule and held their own. We had the fifth hardest schedule, winning percentage wise, in the league. And that's based on this year. Coming into the league, it was the second hardest schedule before the season started. The first half of the season. We were the only team. I mean, our first 6 games were against playoff teams. We were the only team in the league that had that, where we played last year's playoff teams 6 games in a row. Jake, I'm cool. Arnett, first game back, we didn't see him. We didn't hear about him, except over there on the sidelines where everybody was getting crunk, which is cool because that's everybody being hyped up. So the only time we heard about him was on the sidelines where they were trying to say there was a dust up when it was just everybody over there amped because the defense was playing their asses off. I'm cool. That means he had a good game because he didn't get burnt. He had a good game because he wasn't around. There were no long passes completed on him. He had a good game. Parker, Denzel Good, all of our offensive linemen have surprised the shit out of me, given the fact that, either they've been hurt, Trent Brown, Incognito, who's been solid and sturdy, but again, that old wheel is finally starting to lose some tread on it. So, that's surprising too. Colton Miller, he's always dinged up, so that's not really a surprise. However, Young and Good playing the way that they have, completely surprising. Who saw them showing up and playing like they've played? Nobody. And Cable gets credit, but see, last year when the D-line played like a motherfucker, played way above their expectations. Next thing you know, Buckner's gone. And Buckner's down in Arizona now. And so now, but see, they brought Marinelli in, and you notice now with the whole complement of all of his players back, the defense is playing better. I honestly think Marinelli is starting to call some shots on that defense. Because the last 3 weeks, as the defensive players have gotten better, our defense has played a lot better. And now, special note to the NFL. Here, let me put the Big L's drink of the day down. Special message to you, the NFL. Fuck you. What is this, the 4th year in a row that we play the fucking Queefs coming out of their bye week? Really? Really, bitches? We're the only team in the league that gets an entire segment of our team, an entire group, put on the COVID list. And not only do you not cancel the game, I mean, Tennessee didn't play for damn near a month. Not only do we not get our game moved back, you move it up. So we end up playing at 1 o'clock in the afternoon instead of 5. And the players didn't get cleared to come off the COVID list until 11 o'clock local time. So they don't get cleared until 2 hours before the fucking game. So now all of a sudden the whole fucking system's revamped. So all the Queef players go on in the COVID protocol on Monday. So they may be able to come out, Friday, Saturday. So they'll get at least a day to prepare, but they'll be practicing remotely. So, yeah. Fuck you, NFL. And your bullshit. You're slanted and you're not good at hiding it. Hey, Raul, have a good rest of the day, my man. I'll be back Thursday. Come check it out. And that's another thing. Thank all of y'all for popping in. Thank all of y'all for watching. We here at Raider Reaction, we do this for you. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all coming out here. That's why, we try to do it with a little comedic twist. We try to give you information and we try to entertain you because we love doing this. It ain't like anybody here is getting a paycheck. I'm not, at least. I mean, if there's somebody getting greased up, please let me know. I mean, but if if you like it, like us, like the page, support the page. Get some merch. Leave comments. Let us know what y'all like. And, we got some new content popping up. As soon as we get people out of prison, out of jail, that's Raider Chris, Raider at Red. We have, and then Canadian Bacon. He's flying around on Mondays. Hey, Mike, what's going on? Actually, I got a segment of my family living up in Toledo. Don't really talk to most of them niggas. But, oops, my bad. I got a drink on that one. Most of those individuals. But it's just we have fun doing what we're doing. But a show popping in on Mondays is going to be Canadian Bacon. That's our local Canuck, James Raider. He'll be popping in with his rants on Monday. And then, hey, thank you, Walter. And then our boy, Ricardo, Raider Ortiz, and Raider Chris, they'll be popping in with their Beer 30 segments. Once Raider Chris gets paroled again, he's in Facebook jail. And then there might be a little bit of something popping up on a Saturday evening to help y'all smoke y'all's way into Sunday. Got a lid on that. We'll let y'all know here when somebody else gets paroled out of Zuckerberg's butt love vacation spot, out of his bathhouse. Bobby C, what's going on, my man? So, there's been, the season is going pleasantly beyond expectations. I didn't think, oh yeah, man, Facebook's locking up like a virgin on prom night. They sending everybody to jail. And hey, Rudy, I don't know why I have. I've look, my account's been on a warning for like over a year. And I mean, I got locked up for like 24 hours. I got locked up for like 5 or 6 days. I've never graduated to like Facebook penitentiary. And I'm not saying that for one of you assholes to go out there and go ahead and put me on the cell block. So don't be funny and make sure keep the queefs out of here. However, I will end up, I pushed the limit because it's Queefs week. So it's kind of like that old Ice-T album, Freedom of Speech. Just watch what you say. So, hey, so you know what? The key is if y'all want to talk shit, like Rudy, you say it uses programs instead of real people. Misspell what you saying. Use creative ways to spell your fucked off shit and you'll be fine. Maybe that's the way around it. Like if you're going to say fuck you to somebody, don't put the K on the end. Add a couple of C's. Get around it. That's how George Clinton got around censorship back in the 60s and 70s. He just came up with his own dialogue. Trina, what's going on, darling? Hey now. But hey, Angela, what's going on? But what do I think our chances are of getting home field advantage, Kellen? Well, that greatly depends on this week. And let's see how in the next few days how this week unfolds. Because don't you think it would be a damn shame if the Queefs had to come into the game without some of their starting offensive linemen? Oh, it's the Raider Reaction page. It's Raider Reaction. If you go to RaiderReaction.com, there's merch on there. And then also, the first Thursday of every month, if you are a supporter of the page, you're automatically entered into a raffle where you can win stuff. Not just stuff from us, but Violator, the Raider superfan, he is a supporter of the page. He's a sponsor of the page. So we have stuff from him that we give away. We have one of our other supporters is a big a Raider merchandise spot that donates a lot of stuff. So we have shirts that we give away. Oh, you need a new jersey? Hit up the page. We know places where you can get those too. And I have a friend that like prints. So anyway, let me know, but not jerseys, but other stuff. So what's going to go on right now is it's about that time, y'all. It's funny how fast the hour goes by. So, I don't think, it's not going to be Abram that does it because Abram's going to be the one patrolling the field. Abram's going to be the free. Heath is not a bad cover safety. We may play some sort of hybrid dime where we get an extra corner on the field. So, and then with Kelsey, Littleton actually doesn't cover him that bad. It depends. It would be nice. All I'm saying is if we're going to play some sort of zone, it would be nice if it was varied instead of that very predictable Paul Guenther bullshit that leaves the entire middle of the field open. Because you also got to remember with we gotta cover the woman beater and child abuser as well as Travis Kelce. And they have a lot of speed that we have to accommodate for. So we are going to have to play some sort of zone. We just have to make sure that we get after it with the front seven. Or should I say the front six? Because we're going to need at least 5 back there. So, y'all, it's about that time. If you on the East Coast, I'm hoping that if y'all ain't home, you're close to it. West Coast, y'all got 2, maybe 2.5 hours left in your day. Y'all handle y'all's business. I'm about to get back into this. But I mean, this ain't pretty lady. This ain't the pretty lady. But I mean, it's still certified. However, what we gonna do is we always here at Raider Reaction, we want it to be peaceful. Be peaceful. You ain't gotta be nice to these motherfuckers, but always do it in love. Cause I'm gonna say what the hell I got to say to them, but I'm gonna say it in love. Please fuck off. Please kiss my ass. Please recognize the Raider Nation. And remember, no matter how much you love the Queefs, you're still a pussy fart. And on that one, no matter what you do, when you're on Raider Reaction, it's all about the nation. Raider Nation, baby. I'm out. I'll see you Thursday. Remember, Commish will be on here tonight, 10, 7 Pacific. Goes to the post. Until then, see y'all later.